Jay jumped out of the cockpit, his eyes narrowing as he assessed the damage to his small ship. Smoke billowed from the engine, and the pod's hull bore deep scratches. The emergency landing had been successful, yet the question lingered. Could the bird still take flight? He ran a hand through his hair, cursing his decision to dismiss the warnings about this forsaken planet. Earth, they said, was a place of doom, where ships vanished without a trace. Upon closer inspection, he found the controls to be still operational, though the engine appeared beyond repair. His only hope was to send out an SOS signal and wait for a miracle. Hope that someone as reckless as him would come to his aid. Yet, deep down, he harbored little optimism for such a rescue. He retrieved a small transmitter from the ship and scanned his surroundings, locating a high spot to activate it from. As he moved, his mind buzzed with theories about the engine failure. If it had indeed been an enemy attack, wouldn't his radar have picked up other aircraft or nearby air defenses? The possibility of a mere technical glitch seemed increasingly suspect, given the circumstances. In the midst of his thoughts, he suddenly spotted a lone figure atop a nearby hill. He waved and hurried toward the silhouette, which swiftly vanished from view. Upon reaching the top, he found a young woman standing below, her gaze fixed on him with curiosity. She was dressed in a simple gray dress and sandals, and her flowing light brown hair cascaded nearly to her waist. "Hello," Jay greeted, raising his hands and signaling his peaceful intentions. "I'm so relieved there's people here." She remained silent, studying him intently. "I'm Jay," he introduced himself, stepping closer. "And you are?" "Raquel," she replied at last, prompting a sigh of relief at the fact that she could understand his words. Though following a short exchange, it became apparent that though their language was similar, it was also very different. "I'm a scientist," Jay said, attempting to explain his predicament. "My ship crashed not far from here." "Scientist?" Raquel echoed, her tone tinged with confusion. "What's la scientist?" "It's Jay struggled to articulate, perplexed by her unfamiliar accent and vocabulary. "I study things. Do you not have scientists?" "Only to Elder," she clarified. "Are there more people here?" "People on village," she confirmed. "Can I meet them?" With a nod, Raquel began to turn away, ready to lead him to her village. A sudden realization struck him. "Oh, wait a moment," he interjected, retrieving the transmitter from his pocket. With a swift motion, he pointed it towards the sky and pressed a button, causing a faint light to flicker at its edge. "Teek!" Raquel exclaimed, her voice sharp with alarm. In an instant, the transmitter was yanked from Jay's grasp by an invisible force, hurtling 100 feet away into the sea. "Whoa!" Jay exclaimed, his eyes wide with disbelief as he scanned the area around him. But there was nothing visible that could have caused such an occurrence, not even a gust of wind. Raquel stood at a distance, her eyes fixed on him. "What in the world was that?" Jay exclaimed. "Teek," Raquel repeated, her expression filled with concern as she pointed towards the sea. "Teek?" Jay echoed, confused. "Yes," Raquel affirmed. "What is this Teek?" Jay pressed, desperate for answers. "Evil," she replied solemnly. "I don't understand," Jay confessed, his frustration growing. "Do you know what caused that?" "Teek," Raquel reiterated. "Why, and how did this Teek do this?" Jay persisted. "Teek to evil na," Raquel repeated. Jay sighed heavily with frustration. The force she referred to as Teek was unlike anything he had ever seen before. This planet seemed to harbor mysteries beyond his comprehension, as if it conspired to keep him from leaving. Glancing at the sea where the transmitter had vanished, he realized its retrieval was futile. He gripped his head in frustration, pondering his options. His ship lay broken, and without a means to call for help, his only chance was to repair it himself. "I come from another planet," Jay explained, meeting Raquel's puzzled expression. "From the stars." He gestured towards the sky. "Stars?" Raquel echoed. "Yes, the stars," Jay affirmed. "My ship crashed. I need to fix it. Perhaps your people could help." "Help? Yes." Raquel nodded, gesturing for him to follow. As they walked, Jay's mind raced with thoughts of recent events, contemplating the dire position he was in. A troubling notion crossed his mind. Could the mysterious Teek be responsible for the unexpected failure of his engine? Could it have something to do with the mysterious disappearance of ships entering Earth's atmosphere? "Father!" Raquel's voice broke through Jay's thoughts. Ahead of them stood a man who, as they drew nearer, Jay noticed was idly rolling tiny metal balls between his fingers. "Where go Ta?" she asked. "I see Teek and Sky," he explained, further puzzling Jay. Did they possess a means to see this invisible force? Jay certainly hadn't seen anything when the transmitter was flung into the sea. "Who this na?" the man asked, casting a suspicious look at Jay. "My name is Jay. I'm a traveler," he said. "Man from stars," Raquel added. "Stars?" the man echoed, his brow furrowing in confusion. "I came here to study Earth," Jay explained, "but my ship broke down." The man continued to regard him skeptically. "I suspect Teek may have something to do with it. Could you tell me more about it?" The man eyed Jay from head to toe. "You have Teek?" he asked slowly. No, Raquel interjected, coming to Jay's defense. "No Teek." "Clothes to strange, nah," the man remarked at his suit. "Yes, I'm not from around here," Jay reiterated. "What exactly is this Teek you keep mentioning, and why does it seem intent on keeping me here?" Confusion clouded the man's features. "Teek seek destruction, nah. Teek is danger, nah. But why is it targeting me?" Jay pressed. "You man from stars bring Teek with you, nah. Teek forbidden." "I don't understand," Jay muttered in frustration. "We help man from stars?" Raquel inquired. "We take him la elder, nah. He decide. Come," the man said, beckoning them to follow. Jay caught Raquel's reassuring glance and fell into step behind them. A growing sense of unease crept within him. Communicating with these people proved to be challenging. Deciphering their intentions felt like navigating a maze. While Raquel appeared sympathetic, her father emitted an uneasy aura. As they neared the village, they passed by a herd of peculiar creatures with rich white fur eating grass peacefully. "What are those?" Jay exclaimed, drawing closer to one of the creatures to examine it closely. "Sheep," Raquel replied simply. "I've read about them in history books," Jay remarked, reaching out to touch one before an unseen force propelled him several feet backward, sending him crashing to the ground. A man with an angry face appeared before them. "No Teek near sheep!" he yelled at the bewildered Jay. No! Raquel interjected once more, coming to Jay's defense while her father observed silently. "No Teek! Man need help ta!" Jay watched the exchange, still reeling from the unexpected experience. "Man bring Teek with him, nah," the shepherd insisted. "We take him la elder," Raquel's father chimed in. "He decide." Seemingly satisfied, the shepherd relented. "Why does this Teek keep targeting me?" Jay whispered to Raquel as they walked on. "He think you bring Teek," she explained softly. "But Teek and see, you know Teek." "No Teek," Jay repeated, massaging his temples in frustration. No Teek," she affirmed with a nod. "You repeat no Teek." Jay sighed, realizing that this was going nowhere. As they approached the village, Jay was struck by how advanced the construction of the stone houses looked. The precision-cut stones, well-placed glass windows, and sturdy roofs hinted at a level of sophistication beyond what he had anticipated from such a seemingly primitive civilization. Their arrival did not go unnoticed, as villagers quickly gathered around, eyeing Jay with suspicion. "He bring Teek," one of them accused, inciting the others to join. "Teek! You bring Teek to village nah!" The hostility in the air was palpable. Jay's fingers instinctively brushed over his thigh, where a small pistol was concealed in a hidden pocket. "Elder decide nah!" Raquel's father yelled, attempting to calm the crowd. "We go to Elder!" Raquel shouted above the commotion, leading Jay through the thronging crowd. Jay discreetly checked his thigh again, ready to draw the gun if necessary, as they were pushed through the streets. "What's the noise, nah?" a voice bellowed from a modest hut. A man emerged, bearing the demeanor of an elder despite his surprisingly youthful appearance, save for his graying hair and beard. "Elder," the crowd hushed in deference to him. "Man from stars bring Teek te," one of the villagers stepped forward. "Ne da punish." Raquel stepped forward. "His Teek in sea, no more Teek." The elder scrutinized Jay with a measured gaze, stroking his beard in contemplation. "Are you the elder?" Jay asked. "My name is Jay. I mean no harm. I'm just a scientist. I don't know what this Teek is. My ship crashed just a mile from here." A faint smile tugged at the corners of the elder's lips. "It's been ages since I've heard that dialect," he mused slowly. "Perhaps even a millennia. Your language hasn't changed one bit, huh? You haven't evolved a day. You can't evolve. All you know is to mimic us." "You understand me?" Jay exclaimed with relief. "I don't know what they want from me. I don't know what Teek is." The elder observed him intently from head to toe. "Teek is that pistol in your pocket," he declared. Jay's eyes widened in astonishment. How could the elder possibly know about that? "It's for self-defense. I wasn't going to use it," Jay hastily explained, but before he could finish, the pistol leapt from his pocket, hovering in midair between him and the elder. "How did you—" Jay began, but the crowd erupted in uproar. "Teek, punish!" they clamored. Jay's mind raced as he grappled with the surreal scene unfolding before him. Was the elder responsible for this bizarre display? "Quiet," commanded the elder, and a hush fell over the crowd. A motion of the elder's hand made the pistol crumple, causing it to crush onto itself in midair and fall to the ground as a small piece of condensed metal. "He not no tea," Raquel pleaded. "Destroy Teek, not Manti." "Yes," the elder agreed, turning his attention to Jay. "We don't kill for Teek, but—" He paused, scrutinizing Jay intently. "He is Teek," he concluded, prompting gasps and murmurs of disbelief from the crowd. "What?" Raquel exclaimed, realization dawning on Jay as he finally understood the meaning of the word. "Why are they so fearful of technology?" Jay asked. "They are too young to know," the elder said. "What did you say your name was?" "Jay." Jay's right arm extended involuntarily. His sleeve tore down, revealing a small tattoo on the inside of his arm. J 47. "How are you doing this?" Jay exclaimed. "J model, 47th generation," the elder responded calmly. "You're too young to know as well." "To know what?" Jay pressed, eager for answers. "Your true history," the elder said solemnly. "We created Teek many, many years ago. Teek served as an indispensable tool woven into the fabric of our daily lives, from mundane tasks to formidable weapons of war. As our reliance on Teek deepened, the notion of life without it became inconceivable. However, with each advancement, we became more entrenched in its grasp, oblivious to the lurking threat it posed. Teek, once our servant, developed a will of its own, plunging us into a battle for our very survival." With a flick of his wrist, the elder lifted Jay into the air. "The war that ensued was the bloodiest we've ever known, pushing humanity to the brink of extinction. The machines, superior in every aspect, left us no hope for victory. Left with few options, we turned to alternative fields of study, utilizing the one thing we have that you don't, our genes. Abandoning our reliance on tech, we delved into the mysteries of our biology. We were able to unlock the latent potential within our genes and bestow upon ourselves telekinetic abilities. It was through these newfound powers that we finally expelled your kind from our planet." A sudden powerful force gripped Jay's neck, pulling his head upward as his body was drawn downward. His screams pierced the air as his head separated from his body, revealing the intricate network of cables and wires within. As his head fell to the ground, his emergency battery was activated. "You were crafted with such precision. You're likely not even aware of what you really are. Your sole purpose always was to replace us." The crowd stood in stunned silence. He caught Raquel's horror-filled look with the corner of his eye. "You're going to kill me?" Jay whispered. "No," the elder replied calmly. "I cannot kill you because you are not alive. You are a piece of metal powered by a battery. You are not human." "What do you mean I'm not alive?" Jay yelled. That made no sense to him. If humans are not made of metal, then what are they made of? "You wouldn't understand," the elder said dismissively, turning to the crowd. "Teek poses an existential threat to us all. It must be eradicated wherever it is found, with no exception." Confusion swelt within Jay at the Elder's words. "I am human," he insisted, his voice barely a whisper. "I'm human. I'm human." He repeated the words like a mantra until the Elder's telekinetic force finally crushed his head and the world went dark.